แล้ว
Oh, not this U-turn. Straight.
ไลฟ์แล้ว
Hey everyone, this is Julian Wong from the Binary Lab, and on this video I am going to be giving you a really powerful message. It's going to help you cope with the markets this week. And as usual, I'm stuck in a traffic jam in Bangkok, so I thought what a better time to give you this message. And what I'm about to share with you, I'm going to be dealing with 3 issues today. It's about money management. It is about scaling. Okay, a lot of people want to know how to scale at the right times. And lastly, there's one very untouched issue in trading. It's called forgiveness. Okay, so these 3 issues would be very important, especially in a time like this period of time. If you've been trying to trade, whether it's forex or binary, I trust that you've been trying to see. You've been noticing some of the unusual behaviors in the market. For example, what would usually be indication for you to enter a trade, or rather a confirmation of an entry of a trade, could possibly be the only movement you will ever get in the whole period of the trade, and that causes you to perhaps lose because your expiry is just a little bit too short or too long. So I wanna advise you about money management today. In that respect, I want you to think about a couple of things. Like, let's say a lot of you guys, what's a good amount to invest per trade? A lot of you may be asking. So a lot of people would tend to mock my money management, which is like 1% or sub 1%. Some people think that well, it's true that you lose little, but you cannot possibly gain a lot of money as well at a very slow pace. Well, that's also true. But then again, I'm going to be telling you in a moment how to be scaling, okay? So, by the way, if you have any questions or you find that things make sense along the way, go ahead and type below. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about money management. Let's have a look at this, alright? This week is one of those weeks that I mentioned in the previous live video about going pro in trading. When I mentioned going pro, I talked about 20% in a year where the market is just completely untradeable. Okay, when I mean completely untradeable, I mean that you will go in, you may get away with some hit and run trades, but let's say when you try to push it, you're just going to end up with more losses than wins, and that is basically one of those times. So like right now, okay, this week, because it's a very short week, there's Monday, Thursday, and Good Friday coming right up, and then there's the US and North Korea tensions, US and Russia tensions over the Syria bombings. So we're seeing that right now. And then in this week like this, right, what's going to happen? Although the wise thing to do is not trade it, right? But how many of you watching this video can honestly tell me that you will stay off the markets? All right, how many of you can honestly tell me that you stay off the markets? If you can, comment below, because I want to give you a big thumbs up for being able to stay on the markets. But for those of you who just can't help but trade, and I'm also one of those people. I teach people how to trade. And to some extent I'm a bit of a fanatic, but I mean, being in this line for a couple of years, I can control my emotions much better than ordinary traders. So what I'm going to tell you about, right, is, let's say, what are the comparative differences if, let's say, you use different kinds of risk percentage per trade. Now, if you're in a bad week, what you want to do, all right, a good week and bad week, what you want to do is that on a good week, obviously you want to have stable wins, but in a bad week, good money management helps you limit your losses. And the differences between a sizable account or a small account is not really relevant anymore, because nowadays we have many brokers, for example, like IQ Option, Bull Binary, these brokers that allow us to take really small trades, very flexible in trade sizing, so it's no longer an issue anymore, but it used to be. So, but the point I wanted to make is this. You can, in a week like this, if you are currently down 50% of your account, well, your money management is screwed up. Now, I want to tell you, let's look at this example. All right, if you are doing 1% trades, basically most people would be stopping after 3 net losses. Okay, so but you may come in again later in the day to find some more trades. So I'm looking at a loss of between 3 to 5% per day if you're on 1% risk. Alright? And then if you're on 2% risk, you're looking anywhere between 6 and 9% per day. So let's say if you are, 5 days into a week, at 5%, let's say you're 1% risk, so 5% being the max you can lose in a day, by the end of a week, you can be 25% down. Well, and why would you continue to trade? Because I know traderholics will still trade anyway. Because traderholics know that, okay, well, this could be seasonal, but I'll just try my luck and find and qualify myself for an opportunity to enter the markets. So that's what you would do, and then you would find that, hey, it's it's not working. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow. It's not working, I'll come back tomorrow. And then it's not working, I'll come back the next day. By Friday, you're down 25%. But then again, quite manageable, right? Because it's not the end of the world. You still have like 75% in your account, and you can, when the conditions return, and these conditions don't usually last that long anyway, so you can get it. Should I take that side or the nearer one or this one?
This one. Yep.
Okay. So you can get it back, but let's look at the other scenario. If you're at 2%, okay, if you're at 2%, you're going to be losing anywhere between 6 and 9% per day. So let's say at the end of 1 week, you could be down up to 45%. You could be down anywhere between, let's say, 30 and 45%, lowest to maximum. And then if you're at 3% risk per trade, good luck to you, because at the end of 1 week, you're at a rate of 9 to 15% loss. You are at a max loss of 75% in a week. Lowest possible loss of, let's say 9 times 5, 45%. Terrible, right? So that's how people blow accounts. But if you see in my example, if you are unsure about trading, and I'll get to scaling in a bit, don't worry. But if you're unsure about trading at 1%, you can safely ride out these periods of time, taking a sustained small loss over time, and then come back and make it back later on in the weeks to come when markets get good again. Alright, so this is what separates in the past the people with the big accounts and the people with the small accounts. Because with the big accounts, like in the past, like I had a big 24 option account, I still do. I take really tiny trades. On a 500k balance, I'll be taking like 1k trades, 2k trades, and this is nothing. So how much is a bad week gonna hurt me? Nothing, barely anything. Okay, and but let's say if you're taking like $25 trades on a $500 account, these risks, I mean the losses from these risks is gonna add up, and it's gonna do a really bad deal on your account. And it's going to affect your morale as well. Okay, now the next point I want to go into is scaling. Okay, because a lot of people are wondering, okay, I get it, I see the point of going easy on these trades, and how can we scale? Okay, I just want to show you as well. By the way, this week I actually experimented with 3%. So my account has been fluctuating between 2,500 and 3,200 for the past couple of days. Well, I'm proud of the fact that I can get it back, but repeatedly I brought it back and forth, yo-yo it about 4 times. I'm not proud of the fact that I didn't stay off the markets, but I'm proud of the fact that I could bring it back up again. But how many new traders can honestly say that by dropping your account by about 25%, like twice in a week, you have the morale to continue, right? How many of you can do that? If you can do that, let's give me a yes or no on that. I want to have a vote. Okay, if you guys have the morale to come back again and again after doing that kind of thing in your account, comment below. So for me, bad luck. It was a bad time to scale. But you know what? All right, this comes back to the point of when to scale. Some of you are wondering, okay, I get the point about money management, about taking it tiny trades and being consistent, but how am I ever going to get rich on taking small trades? Well, you will, but it'll be slower. But you know what? It's a good news, you can. Okay, so I used to come from internet marketing background before I was doing this. I wasn't like a big shot internet marketer or anything, but what I do know is about scaling. So you test and test, scale, switch, test, scale, switch. Because one thing internet marketers or any performance marketers, in any field will tell you is that you always test something. If something works, you scale it. and then when you've actually ridden out to the max, then you switch it. Okay, test, scale, switch, test, scale, switch. All right. By the way, if any of this is helpful for you, please share this video. Hit the share button right now, and then let's say okay. And remember, these was test, scale, switch. For those of you who are a bit more intermediate, if you're a beginner, I suggest you stick to 1% or sub 1% if possible. But if you're a bit more intermediate or advanced, test, scale, switch. So test, scale, switch. You test, you scale, you switch. If you find that, oh, this week is awesome. This week I'm getting 70-80% consistently, I can go up, scale it up by 0.5%, 1%, and you don't really want to be doing two big trades. I think the much you could possibly scale is about 5% safely. Okay, and then once you see things going going bad, what's going bad? Let's say if you just lost the previous day's wins, then well, it's time to scale down, and then probably step it up again later on. Step it down, step it up, step it down, step it up, and then let's say if it doesn't work, scale it back down, switch methods if necessary. For example, on some weeks you're gonna find that breakouts work better than reversals. Some weeks reversals work better than breakouts. In some weeks, it's just better to do like some higher time frame stuff. So test, scale, switch. But when you're switching something, as usual, when you're switching, you always go with a testing phase first. So it doesn't mean that you did well on 3% per trade, you made a lot of money, and then after that you're down to and after that you
should keep left.
Keep left. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going straight, right?
Okay.
So whenever you switch, you always start low. You test it and then you scale it. You test it and scale it. And what is a reasonable amount of test? I think you want to observe a certain behavior for a reasonable amount of time. I would say 2 or 3 trade sessions, or let's say even 2 days. The good news is that conditions don't change that often. Okay, so like let's say right now is a good time to switch and test. But next week, hopefully we can switch and test first, scale it if it works out, and then we got 2-3 weeks of good conditions to ride out. So that's why we're wonderful. And come on, this freaking taxi is blocking me. Okay, so coming back to that point, I mean that's what you can definitely do. And if you're, I want you to see the point of if you see the point, comment below. If you comment yes if you get the point of like money management, and then of course like the scaling as well, the importance of testing. Okay, constant review, always constantly review. I want to give you one more tip on this point of testing and scaling. When you win trades or lose trades, always take screenshots. So try to spot the differences in the indicators, in the candlesticks, and how the candlesticks interact with indicators, the moving averages, for instance, and Fibonacci's, stochastics, RSIs, whatnot. You can notice things like divergences, parallel lines. I just had a new remake of a breakout video in the Binary Lab group. Go check it out. It's really awesome. Breakout trading on steroids with a couple of new confirmations. So like I said, review that, and then like I said, screenshot your trades, compare and contrast. You turn left? Are we turning left? Oh, going straight first.
Next.
Okay.
Next
so
left.
The next left. So constantly contrast your trades, and it's gonna help you understand what's going well, what's not, and it may give you some better understanding of the method, or you may develop your own methods as well along the way, your own tweaks on something. Okay. Now the last thing I want to tell you is this. Okay. The last thing is that a lot of people, when you make losses, sometimes it's because of bad money management. Well, you steadily lost money. You thought that sticking to 2% per trade was a good idea, or 3% was a good idea.
Go straight first.
And then you thought that was a good idea, and then but you still lost money. And then so that's actually fine, okay? But there's some of you out there that probably felt very guilty about, in bad conditions, you were betting, you were gambling on the next trade being a winning one. Turn left here, right?
Yeah.
So you had this idea that the next one's going to win, the next one's going to win.
Straight left.
So you take the trade and you think that you're gonna win it, but it doesn't. Okay, and then you lost money, and you probably, some of you are probably margin gaining. How many of you are guilty on this next trade win syndrome, or this next trade margin go for a win syndrome? If you're guilty of that, comment below, because I want to see those I want to see the numbers of people that commit these errors, so I can help you better. And then when you've done these things, maybe you've blown your money management, you've made some losses that you shouldn't have, but what's the thing that you need to do? A lot of people have this problem. They develop a phobia of trading because of this. What you need to do is forgiveness. Okay, forgive yourself. Understand that yes, it was a mistake, but at the same time, it's not fatal. You're not out of the game. You can keep going, and but before you can keep going, well, you need to forgive yourself. Maybe you didn't look for the right trading conditions. Maybe you didn't follow a method closely. Maybe you constantly
down.
Left or right? Straight.
Right.
Okay. So
right here.
Alright. So because of that, you may have screwed yourself over. You could be down 45%.
Yeah, this side.
That one.
Yeah.
The shell. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Convent Road.
Okay. So you could be down by 25%, 30%, 50%. And for me, my mistake this week was that on my challenge account that I was gonna grow from 1K to 10K. At my highest I was at 3.2, and then unfortunately I'm now at 25 again. Alright? And just hours ago I was at 3,000. But from my perspective, well, okay. I did think I could hit 4,000 this week. Not gonna happen, alright? But am I still on track for 4,000 this month? Sure am, right? Because I didn't even expect that I was gonna get to 3K in the first week of April. And heck, I got 2 more weeks to go. So if I don't get it this week, and if even down a little bit on this week, it's still progress from the point I started out at 1K to 2.5. That's still not bad, right? So I gotta forgive, reset, start again. Forgive, reset, start again. If that makes sense to you, go type this on your Facebook, timeline. You don't have to, share this video and type the phrase along with the video that makes sense to you the most. Whether it's forgive, reset, start again, or if it's gonna be like I said, like test scale switch. So whichever one makes sense to you, type in that line that made the most sense to you when you're sharing this video.
On the lifestyle, you see?
Awesome. Okay. So that's what I really wanted to share with you in this video, and we're still on track for that goal. Sometimes we get there a little bit slower, but we can definitely do it. Okay. Let's see, where's the entrance?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna.
There. Don't give me long mind.
Now I'm just about to hit for my 4D baby scanning with my wife, who's been so kind to hold this video, hold my camera doing this video, and thank her in the comments as well. And now we're off to this hospital here with this really cool 4D scanning thing. I've never seen that before, and I'll certainly post the results on Facebook later on. Oh, come on. What's this car stopping there? Alright, so that's all for now. I'll see you. If it's made sense to you, share it, and leave your comments below to which part impacted you the most. I want to know and help you out. Bye for now. Sign up for the Binary Lab if you're not already in it. Join my mailing list, theBinaryLab.net/sign-up. Or click the sign up button on the top of this page. You can press it.
Okay.
Stop.
Bye for now.